Fast food, a favorite dish of all of us, from child to adult, a taste we cannot refuse despite always trying to stay away from, is one of the most demanding foods of our time. What is fast food? Fast food is a common name for food prepared in a short time and offered to customers. It is usually made from pre-cooked or quality-cooked food. It is sold in packages so it can be easily eaten on the street or taken home with you. So what is the history of fast food? Where did fast food come from? Fast food first appeared in the Merriam-Webster dictionary in 1951, but its roots are much older. The history of fast food is older than we thought, but how did the term fast food come about and what is the history of fast food? Where did fast food come about? The first place that sold ready-to-eat meals was ancient Rome. Although there were people living in multi-story buildings called insulae, there was no kitchen inside and the Romans had to buy food from vendors. The Romans, who ate their food with bread soaked in wine, ate traditional dishes made with vegetables in restaurants called papina. One manuscript from the 2nd century contains information about small markets that operated all night long and sold noodles. Historical books tell of vendors who sold cakes, waffles, and boiled meat in large settlements of the Middle Ages. These people and places sold their food to the poor and travelers who could not prepare their own meals. Thus, those who could not afford it were fed up and the sellers made money. This led to the formation and development of the primary concept of fast food. Residents of towns and villages near the coast cut seafood into small pieces, cooked it and sold it in various papers. The hamburger everyone thinks of when talking about fast food originated in medieval Europe. Although everyone seems to believe that the origin of fast food comes from the United States, they are wrong. London studies from 1598 and articles referring to the history of England in the 1840s and 1850s mention fast food. So how does the US come to mind when talking about fast food? Quite simply, fast food restaurants, established in the US in the 1950s, have grown so big that they have become chains of restaurants with thousands of branches making millions of dollars. The population and the state became the owners of these brands as these restaurants began to spread into the US, which are very large in size and capacity. Therefore, the whole world assumed that the US was the founder of the term and products. Fish and chips, a favorite of British fast food, emerged with the development of fishing in the 19th century. The first fish and chip store opened in 1860 at Tommyfield Market in Oldham. Max Seelaf in Berlin invented vending machines in 1896. These vending machines were designed to sell prepared food without human touch. In 1902, Joseph Horn and James Hardhart opened a new vending machine in the United States, more specifically in New York City, which laid the foundation for the history of fast food. Street fast food in the US has been popular ever since. The first hamburger chain in the United States and the first street fast food was the White Castle restaurant, which opened in 1921. The restaurant was opened in 1916 by Billy Ingram and Walter Anderson in Wichita. The restaurant's sales figures, with cheap hamburgers and a small menu, were quite high. The first branch opened in 1921 and the first drive-in restaurant opened in the 1930s by Howard Johnson. Drive-in restaurants began to appear in the United States as automobiles became more popular. These restaurants, visually reminiscent of gas stations, pack an ordered product and offer it to the customer waiting in the car. This type of service, which gained popularity in the 1940s, was used mostly by the wealthy and privileged and was considered more appropriate. When we say fast food, we know that most people think of McDonald's. This restaurant chain was founded in 1948 by the McDonald brothers. They had several restaurants, but none of them were fast food restaurants. Today McDonald's has more than 35,000 restaurants and operates in 119 countries. It is estimated that more than 69 million customers visit McDonald's restaurants a day. And the fact that the brand takes in more than 69 million customers a day is a huge success. Soon after the brothers, McDonald's and others began opening fast food chains. Burger King and Taco Bell opened their restaurants in the 1950s. Burger King now has more than 13,000 restaurants in 79 countries. The brand's product is the Whopper Burger. As the saying goes, it's the trademark of the Burger King. The Wendy's restaurant chain has been in business since 1969. With the advent of KFC, the restaurant began to be mentioned in the market along with McDonald's. Even today, the distance between McDonald's and KFC is only a few meters in any malls or streets filled with restaurants. Nevertheless, we would say that the popularity and enthusiasm of both of them over the years has not prevented them from making money. On the contrary, they have increased competition and productivity. We were supposed to talk about fast food, but we just realized we're mostly talking about burger restaurants. So, let's move on to pizza. For example, the Domino's pizza chain, available everywhere, and the architect of delicious pizza. This fast food restaurant, which opened in Michigan in 1960, now has more than 10,000 restaurants in 70 countries with more than 220,000 employees. Another pizza master is Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, one of America's favorite brands, was founded in 1958. It now has more than 11,000 restaurants in 95 countries. Most of Pizza Hut's more than 200,000 employees are professional chefs who have taken master classes in Italy. Although there are signs that the restaurants we are used to are losing market share, the fast food industry continues to grow. McDonald's, for example, is available in 126 countries on 6 continents and has more than 31,000 restaurants worldwide. Some have criticized the fast food industry and its impact on humanity. It is argued that the frequent consumption of these foods harms health, mistreats animals, abuses the workforce, harms local culture as people move away from traditional cuisine, and that they cause people to become overweight and obese. After all these criticisms, the first question that comes to mind is whether fast food is harmful. And the only answer, unfortunately, is yes. The richness of the ingredients and their frying contribute to the high energy value of fast food. This leads to overweight and obesity. There is even a documentary on the subject. Morgan Spurlock, a documentary filmmaker, eats at fast food restaurants 3 times over the course of a month. Morgan Spurlock, who was close to death, recorded them and made a documentary called Super Size Me. Thus, this documentary sharply illuminates the harms and effects of fast food on human life. Now we know what fast food is and where fast food first appeared.